Hello, so this is my first time doing a YouTube video. I've been thinking about it because you see all these other people doing like the internet comedy and all this stuff, and I'm realizing they're getting famous and getting viral, so I want to do it too. Plus, some of my friends were doing little podcasts and doing their own videos, so that inspired me to do it. So, the first thing that I'm thinking to talk about just randomly is sports, because I watch football over the weekend and all that stuff. And so some of my teams won this weekend and one lost or whatever. Earlier had a tease one of my friends was a 49ers fan because they love to make fun of the Saints, even though they're from Louisiana, and I believe you should always root for your home teams or whatever, but they want to call them the Eights and all this stuff. So as soon as he posted about the 49ers earlier this morning, I just had to come and say something. So he's going to call me a team jumping hoe or whatever he said. And so there was that. But serious, I'm like, why would you root against your home team? Like, I don't get that part. Not sure how this is going to work, but hopefully if you like it, you will subscribe, or like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and watch future videos, and I'll make more. So kind of over that, but it was good to see the Saints win without the starting quarterback, which we know is Drew Brees, and then we also didn't have our starting running back, Alvin Kamara, so it was great to see us win without some of our star players. So yeah, I'm looking forward to keeping up the winning streak, and hopefully we finally make it to the Super Bowl this year, but I think they're going to find some way to mess over us like they had the past 2 years. Well, the first year the guy missed a tackle, which that game really hurt, because we were all watching, and all he had to do was, if they could have just stopped and made that one tackle. We had that game against Minnesota, and then last year the refs and all that stuff, which they still had a chance in overtime, but it was just like we blame the refs, but it ain't even all the refs' fault. But we just can't seem to win or get to the Super Bowl or whatever. I'm getting it together, trying to see where to hold the phone and all that stuff. So, yeah, there was a lot of football. It was kind of boring since we had a new episode of Power this weekend. And so, hopefully, I know everybody's excited to see who's going to die next on Power or this or that. I'm trying to think of the next topic that I want to talk about after sports, and after we can't talk about. There was no episode of Power, so what to say next? Not sure. Sorry. I have my moments when I feel like talking, and I have moments when I don't know what to say. It's bad. But there's a lot of different things you can talk about, from sports, movies, TV, music. Not sure. I just want to do this to see if I could do it. So basic, I guess, introduction about me, which I was going to get to later. So, I wonder how these people like start out. Yeah, I'm nervous on my first one. I guess everybody doing their first video, they'd be a little bit awkward at first. But, so, yeah. Well, I did start out wanting to talk about sports. Thinking also about there's this. I met a basketball fan group on Facebook, and I wonder why, like, all seems like the majority of posts they either talking to, all they do is either talk about Kobe, LeBron, or Jordan, who's better, or whatever. It is really funny sometimes. They come out and they'll say anything about these three, and me, and I always read the post and say, like, I didn't really, like, you grew up in the Jordan era or whatever. I wasn't so much of a fan because it was like he would beat the other teams that I liked and the other players I liked. So I was against Jordan, I was against Kobe, and I was. LeBron is a little different because he didn't always win, he lost sometimes. And they get it, they get on it for that, man. Like, really, to say, if you grew up with Jordan, it's like, and I say this why I say Jordan is the greatest because they always debate who's the GOAT or the greatest of all time between Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. And I have to say, with Jordan, it was like, when Jordan was there, when Jordan started winning, he won three championships in a row, left 2 years, come back with another 3. And it's like, when he was there, once he started winning, nobody beat him after that, so he took 2 years off and won 3 straight, 2 different times. So you had that. And then when you talk about Kobe, when he played with Shaq, and I wish people would stop trying to act like people wasn't more worried about Shaq than they was Kobe at first, because if you're looking at those two guys on the court, who you think you got a better, who you'd rather deal with? People didn't want to deal with Shaq, and I wish. Now, I said on the other group one day, I was saying Kobe shouldn't have got online and tried to talk about on Shaq, even though Shaq did get lazy and get out of shape. But man, at that, with the first 3, Kobe did his part, but still, they was more worried about Shaq then. And then LeBron. I don't really want to talk about that right now. I'm just trying to keep the video going since I started. Eventually, we'll get to all other topics like movies, TV, women, which is, I don't know when we're going to get to that because I'm probably not the one to give out the dating advice. How everybody else does that, I don't really want to do it. Secret, I wish I had the little extra power charge right now, which I'll tell you what the power charge is at a later time. Okay, yeah. It would be nice right about that, because then I'd be much more fun and spontaneous or whatever. Okay. I will just shout out somebody I know who started doing a podcast, and it's pretty good. It's called the Up Podcast, the Unfiltered Perspective. It's pretty good. It's better than this for right now because at least they have two people to bring up topics. See, I'm trying to do this all on my own. But I'll just say hello, and I'm going to do, if you watch this, this is my introduction. I plan to do more videos. But now you can see. Yeah, I don't even know which way to hold the phone to make it ring. Okay. Twisting the phone around. Okay. Not even sure. Topic. Hi, my name is Alan. Would you? Wait. Yeah. Wait. I used to like this commercial. You ever seen the commercial? It's a commercial they had a while back for this lunch meet where the boy walks up in. The boy, he's deaf or whatever, and he's using sign language. He walks into the cafeteria and he uses sign language and asks the girl, "You want to share my sandwich?" Oh, I gotta use it one day. Hi, my name is Alan. Would you like to share my sandwich? Hobby did his little sign language or whatever. But I thought it was a really nice commercial. But that's how, boy, I don't know what else to say right now. But yeah, follow this. If you have the Spotify's or wherever people listen to the podcast on, follow the Up podcast. It's great. And for those of us who like to watch Power, they always discuss Power. And it's good. So yeah, follow the Up podcast. You can also follow this too once I get this whole thing together. This was just an introduction to say hello to the world. What I do is when I really have these moods to talk about these things, when I really have something to say, I'll make another video. But I wanted to do this because I felt like I see everybody doing different things, and I realized people actually getting famous off of this stuff. You have all these little social comedians on social media and YouTube and wherever else, and some of them actually get to be famous. You always see people sharing them online, or like sharing them on Facebook, or liking on Instagram, all this stuff. And I'm like, people saying I could be funny, so I want to be funny. I just don't have the joke in my head right now. And when I think of it, okay. I have no idea. I have to go find that. Sorry, I just wanted to do this while I had free time. I wanted to do this. It's an ugly rainy day and there was nothing better to do, so I said, let me do this. Well, one guy, I saw a video yesterday and he was talking about Disney Plus and I was already planning on getting there because basically he was talking about how they bring it back like old cartoons from when we were little, or from when we were kids or whatever. And I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, because the joke was he had so many streaming services or whatever, but then he saw Disney, he's like, I gotta get this too. Well, yeah, because they're bringing like all these different cartoons, and most of them have pretty good theme songs. I'm actually pretty big on theme songs for TV in general and for cartoons because growing up, like every show had a good little theme song to it or whatever. And I'm like, you sang the theme songs for like 3 of these Disney shows when you got the DuckTales, because if you remember the show DuckTales, when you know the theme song most likely. So I'm like, why you didn't sing DuckTales? You sang the other cartoons, but not them. which was a little weird. I honestly think the dude is, because I guess he's a little younger than me, he's probably not as big into the music, or just like, I know one of my friends said he doesn't really know his music because he did a little video talking about 90s R&B groups, and they picked between Boyz II Men, New Edition, Jodeci, and Dru Hill. And we're like, and out of those, it's a tough call you gotta eliminate one of them. Me personally, I'd say you probably, well, you keep New Edition first of all. Oh, you always keep New Edition. New Edition first and foremost. Even though, because for me, New Edition pretty much inspired all these other people. So you got that. Then you talk about Jodeci, Boyz II Men, and the rest of them. It's kind of like, I know I was watching the video and said, well, the other three were pioneers, so you kind of got to cut Dru Hill out. But honestly, if I had to say who had the best stuff, it's hard to choose to leave one out. You would think most say Dru Hill because they were the last. I forgot which one he said. I think he said Jordan. I believe he said Jordan. I forgot. I'll have to find it. But I said, I watched him, like, one of my favorite 90s R&B groups. I don't know why you don't people talk about this group. And I should have put Pandora on in the background, but I didn't know if I could do it while playing YouTube and all that. That's the only reason I don't have the Pandora playing on the phone while I'm doing this. And I say with my group that people don't mention, which should have been mentioned in that argument, instead of, I would say you put High Five instead of Dru Hill, because it's like, if I tell you about High Five, you probably know some of the songs. Like, I like the way she's playing Hard to Get, and I Can't Wait Another Minute. So they had a good few hit songs. It's like, you know them, but I always say, if Boyz II Men wasn't out there, they probably would have been a little bit bigger if Boyz II Men hadn't been so big and blown up and popular and all that. And then you don't mention, you mention R&B, you gotta mention, there's so many groups you had back then. It's like you had New Edition stopped before the night. New Edition kind of broke off. So you had Boyz II Men, Joseph, High Five, Tony is another way. The people it never rained in Southern California. Yes, you know that. You know them if you remember that music song. But I think they mentioned Boyz II Men and Jodeci were probably the biggest groups. Then you had everybody. I mean, you had like 90s. We had such good R&B. It's like I've heard like scientific research. They say the music that you like is the music that you liked in high school or whatever. It's like we came out with all of this. So like, yeah, you had the solo, and then you had the solo. Don't forget, well, everybody knows who Usher is now. Usher. But if you don't remember Tevin Campbell, it's something happened. It's like Usher comes out right after Tevin. It's like when Usher came in, he basically took Tevin Campbell's spot or whatever. But Tevin Campbell had to go get weird. That's what if I get this wrong in what I said I named my little video series, this is where it gets weird, because there's always something that you have to say where something changes, where it gets weird. So I feel like that's a good name for this. This is where it gets weird. I remember listening to the radio one morning, and they said Tevin Campbell got pulled over and he tried to flirt with the police officer or give him a blowjob or something like that. Well, he just some weird trying to get freaky with the police officer. And after that, his music, like he was good then, but after that, I think he made maybe one or two more songs on the radio, but he pretty much blew it for himself some kind of way, because in the 90s, it's like people are way more accepting of like with the LGBT, like all that stuff now. But then, in the 90s, it was just like, it wasn't it wasn't fully acceptable to do some of those things. So, yeah, I see I don't even hold the phone straight. So when you see this video, my head might be sideways. I'm nervous about it. I don't know. So I'm rotating the phone every now and then. I'm sorry. And I put my headphones in, so hopefully you hear me or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna edit it. Let's see. Hope this works. And so like Tevin Campbell, and I said, out of all the people, it's like he just ruined his career or whatever because he really didn't make it anymore. Either he just got played out, or people got tired of him, or whatever. I don't know. But I will say that if the only thing, it's like, basically, if you're not familiar with both Tevin and Usher, it's like Usher was the better performer. Tevin was a better singer. It's like, if Tevin could dance like Usher, it'd be a whole different story. Because you don't really remember Tevin really, like, the songs he made were more like ballad type songs. They were good songs. But it was like, Usher come out with like a whole Usher had a whole swag to him. It's like Tevin kinda, but it's like you got people just like with Beyonce, which when Beyonce came out, just like you had Beyonce and then you had everybody else, but Beyonce has so much of a swag to her, and that's why they call her the queen now, and Usher used to call himself the king, and to really break it down to say. And I mentioned New Edition. I'm a big New Edition fan, so it's like Bobby Brown leaves the group. But if you go, I saw old videos of New Edition when they were young before Bobby left. Like, it's one video or song New Edition did. Bobby did a dance move that you see Usher do, and it's like, when I first saw it, I was like, well, that's where Usher got it from. Which, okay, to talk about Usher really, most artists were inspired by Michael Jackson. But he was like a Michael, like, what makes Usher great is like you could tell he was inspired by Michael and then Bobby and other people too. So, for a friend of mine who recently brought up, and I like talking about these sorts of things. A friend of mine brought up, they like The Weeknd. I like The Weeknd too, but to say, so basically somebody told The Weeknd can't fuck with Usher. It's like he can, but he can't. It's weird because when you get to like the top level of being like the most popular artist of the time, once you get that crowd, it's like you can't take Michael. Nobody's ever really, like, everybody's still chasing Michael, wanting to be like Michael. But the thing about Usher was, they started chasing Usher. It's like Chris Brown, if he doesn't have his skill and start going crazy, he was about to take. It's like he was next in line, but he gets with. What makes The Weeknd good? I like The Weeknd. He's different. He follows in that Prince mode to where he's like kind of weird, but it's like he's not gonna be like us. So he's different, but that's what makes him like a threat, because people don't. Some people really think Prince is better than Michael Jackson. I'm sorry, you can't. Only way you can justify it is saying Prince was a musician, but no, he can't sing like. He couldn't sing like Michael. It was ironic. I'll get to it in a minute. He couldn't. Michael's a better dancer. Michael. Now, but only thing you can say, Michael's voice changed. It didn't sound as pretty once he got older. It sounded different. But you can't say Michael's a better dancer. Michael's the better singer. But no, what Prince does, what Prince did, what makes Prince great as far as an artist or the music or the songs he wrote, is like, and like I'm not as big on Prince as some people I know, but like Purple Rain, all that stuff. You see, like it's it's like Michael was more mainstream and then Prince was just out there. It's like you ain't never heard nobody come out there and say it's a song, Darling Nikki. If you're a Prince fan, you should know it because it was in Purple Rain. And okay, we had knew this girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. Caught her in the hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine. This is where now we get to the weekend, because the weekend got a song. The weekend is wild. The weekend is a freak. He talk his little shit, but like this is how I felt. Like the week I used to watch one of his music videos for this song called Hills, and you know the song is like, wait. When he walks, okay, he get out of the car. The video started, he crashed the car, he get out of the car. One girl come out, the other girl come out. He's gonna leave him by the car while the car on fire. He just walking away. My man, this, yeah, all right now. That's what I say, boy, this dude, yeah. That's all I was like, man, this dude's like, wait. I really wanted that music in the background. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the name of the song, but I'm the chorus. Wait. I want to sing the song, but man, not right now. But basically, like, there's a couple songs, like I've been into the weekend lately. Like between, like, got like a whole different, it's like, I honestly feel like Drake was popular. It's like he's doing Drake better than Drake. He's doing what Drake tried to do. As far as Drake want to half rap, half sing, want to rap one day, sing the next. And this dude, he got like, a couple songs like, he's like the Weeknd is kind of like the weird bad boy or something. It's like it's crazy. But he is kind of like Prince. Like I compare the Prince because like I mentioned Purple Rain, I mentioned other. Like any real Prince fan would know the Purple Rain movie. It's like you must purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. And the girl jump in the lake. The Weeknd looked like he'd tell a girl some shit like that. That's why I like it. And I'm gonna shout out because I'm gonna post this little video on Facebook to let everybody know I made a video. So I gotta shout out crazy Princess Tasha who loves the Weeknd. And then my other, when I post this on Facebook, I'm gonna mention Tasha. I hope people at least heard what I said on this video. General Hospital's about to come on, and so I'm signing off for now. But I hope everybody at least watch this, and this was not this video was made garbage. So I'll do better next time. But I hope you heard what I said once I started talking and found the topic. All the long calls, I'm sorry about that. And I didn't even say my name. Well, I did say my name is Alan. Let me show my city. So yes, this is Alan. And I'll be back and better next time. And hopefully you at least understood part of what I said and watch the next one.